Okay, what's going on, guys? Today I went to Walmart today, picked up this little RC toy car. It's the cheapest one I could find. That's screwed in there. Little RC with the remote controller. Picked up the cheapest one I could find because I want to start working with Arduinos. Now, I know this is old news. These are definitely not new. But I am not a computer scientist, or electrical engineer, or whatever. Never really played with them, ever. So, this is going to be a first for me. And I want to learn to program Arduino and just work on programming and just learning the ropes of all things computers. Anyway, so I bought this little cheap toy car. And we're going to see if I can hack into it with my Arduino and make it do things that it's not designed to do. Which sounds fun, but oh dear. The tire's coming off already. That's okay. Alright, let's see this. So, looks like turn this one, it turns left. This one forward turns right. So each side of the controller controls one side of the wheels. But you can also flip it over and then it still does the same thing. Oh, I guess that makes sense because when you're flipping it, its wheels are still on the same side, but I guess you could flip it this way. So whichever way the headlights are facing, that's forward. Then push left, forward, back to go each direction. Push both to go straight. This thing's pretty capable, I'd say. Let's see, it's gonna survive the fall. Hey, not bad. Anyway, so that's the start. So what I want to do is, something's shaking in there already. What I want to do is basically take this thing apart and just basically take the little motors apart and start connect them to the Arduino and get the power source going in, start understanding how the power sources work and how the we got a little motor, I guess servo controller, I don't know. Two motors, I guess one motor for each side. So maybe this runs these two and this one runs these two wheels. Little controller, obviously. So this must be in the antenna. So basically, so far what I know is I've been able to get this connected to the little controller here. So definitely you have all these, you have power input, and then you have your input to plug into the computer, external power. So then you also have all your outputs here. Some of them are PWMs. I'm gonna today try to disconnect these two motors and connect them to the Arduino and make a little code just to make them go on and off basically. And then we can work on getting a radio frequency transmitter and start looking up how to do a code to take controls. Yeah, so by everything I see here, I'm going to have to buy an RF transmitter. So basically we're just gonna destroy this then. Take it apart. We want to leave the motors there. We're gonna get rid of this little computer here. And we'll just kind of move it to the side for now. I do want to have an idea of how everything's connected in there. I mean, I see there's 1, 2, 3 plugins. I think that one is LED power, and the other 2 are the motors. Should make sense. This looks like, yeah, the batteries come in through here. And then we got output 1, 2, 3. So now, I'm just looking up to see how these batteries are running. So, I mean, I guess as basics For somebody this might be basic, but for me, I'm learning from the ground up here. We have 4 spots for batteries, and each are 1.5 volts. I just want to look up to see, is it 1.5 plus 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, or is it all 4 together still create 1.5 volts? So I think I'll just cut these wires now. Okay. I learned my lesson about throwing stuff away and cutting stuff too early. So these are the outputs. I don't know if I need the PWM port. We'll start with this, the motor controller. I'm gonna have to look out 1, out 2. I know I saw a schematic. So I'm just gonna look at the motor controller that I bought. Look at the little schematic that it gives us. Okay, let's start with what I know. I know that the motors are gonna connect to these two, so we'll connect the motors to these two. So instead of cutting everything like I would have before, let's see if this just unplugs maybe. Pin, and out she goes. Okay. You know, I could actually just plug these straight into here. These connectors, they're, you just gotta screw down on these and then it holds, I guess, with some pressure into there. Anyway, you could just pop them in there and then the screw just kind of helps to put tension on it. So I think since these, it shouldn't really matter which side's a positive and the negative since these spin 2 directions. So positive will spin it one way. I mean, if current goes one way, motor spins one way, current goes the other way, motor spins the other way. Okay, so into 4 goes the power. Okay, so now I have to solve the problem that I created here, which is I have to go and solder a wire into there because I broke it off. And I think I'll take this one off and I'm going to solder 2 longer ones. Setup is looking like. A lot of wires, a lot of stuff hanging out everywhere. Breadboard connected there like that. Arduino's not connected to anything. So I wanted to connect all of these. So those are all different control pins to the breadboard and then plug in just short from the power into the breadboard and then just connect different control pins and see how that would affect the motors. But a couple problems with that. One is that these are not holding. These are all basically kind of touching each other and they're not really holding it here. And if I connect it and I get a result and the motor spins, basically it's going to fly and fall apart. So I have the power going in here, just taken from the battery pack. And we can see the red LED glowing there, shows the power's going both into the controller and into the breadboard. And this is just serving as an on-off switch basically. So after a little research, I figured out what all these pins are. So there's different controller pins. What are these ones called? E and A and E and B. Enabler, yeah, that's what they're called. So the enabler ones are the far ones on the sides. And so this is enabler for motor 1. That basically just turns it on and off. And then pin 1, pin 2 for it, and those kind of dictate which direction the motor goes. And then pin 1, pin 2 for, or pin 3, pin 4 technically, that's for the second motor, and enabler for the second motor. And so basically by turning the enablers on and then putting the voltage in one side or the other of these pins, we end up getting the motor spinning one direction or the other. I have it resting on the multimeter so the wheels aren't touching the ground. And then so I just took the enabler for one motor. No, this is the wrong one. The enabler is this one here. Enabler, I plugged it into which one is this? This one's going into ground. Let's see. Or no, I think enabler has to go into positive. There we go. So with enabler and then looks like pin 2, both of those going into positive. I get those wheels to spin. I was ready to give up on all this, and I accidentally ended up taking this ground and using the multimeter and things that I still don't understand. Somehow I ended up grounding it, and when I grounded it, it works. That was my problem. I just didn't have ground connected. That's it. Yay!